that whole time?
Jeez, dude.
Welcome back.
That was a good one. Welcome back,
Thank you for your
everyone, to
subscription.
another-
We appreciate it.
Welcome back, everyone. Good day and salutations. Welcome back to another episode of Together We Roll. You're not editing that out.
No, this here is raw, uncut footage.
Yep.
Don't cut that voice, please.
This is all natural, you know?
Don't clip that out
All
of you.
natural.
Don't.
All
Alright,
natural.
I know.
All me.
You guys aren't
I
helping.
didn't pour my...
You on?
What is? Anyway, well, let's get back to our DM here.
Yeah. Quinn Mill. She's awesome. Check out her work. She has the best art that we have to show you on the film, and I love her work. Seriously, give her some love. Apart from that, we don't have much else. You're going to take everything out of context. It doesn't matter.
It's the internet. They do it anyways.
Yeah. I can say potato, and you'll make it into a sexual innuendo.
And you know, you're thinking about it.
See, now you're gonna try.
I'm thinking about it.
I'm waiting for the comments now.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my god, there was an Am I the Asshole about a woman who was like, she got sent to HR for eating her potatoes too sexy.
What? I'm sorry. I'm
Yes!
sorry. Back up. That needs to be what?
What?
There was an Am I the Asshole thread where, like, this woman, she eats potatoes the traditional Japanese way, where she just, like, heats them up and then she eats them, like, straight, eating a... Like, she doesn't chop it up or anything.
Okay, so welcome to...
But anyway, so she had a coworker who was like, you're eating your potatoes in a sexual way and it's offending me. And, like, they had to go to HR over the way that this woman eats her potatoes.
Wow.
What?
I don't know, but there's your sexy potato story. Like,
That's your fun fact of the universe,
Too
everyone.
sexy
The more
for
you
my
know.
tater. Too sexy.
Stop. Just stop.
And with that, let's go to
Ice.
the intro as we go to another episode of Together We Roll.
Yeah.
your first aid kit activity.
And we're back. Good day and salutations, everyone.
Who are you? Where's the DM?
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be on the floor cramping right about now?
Cramping, shitting myself, crying like a baby.
No, let's not repeat episode part one.
Part one.
That hurt. I put my hand through 6 breaks and that hurt more, alright? Of course, if I failed, I would have another attempt and that's it. Anyway. Let's get back into it. After the first episode of this entire session.
First part of this episode.
Yeah, the first part of this episode.
So this is part 2 of episode 3?
Yes, it is. Thinking about it. You guys had a conversation, a very tense one, involving Gaw, a doppelganger, and the Venusian Empire. Uncertain about which direction on to truly head in, you kept your brother Gaw alive for now, telling him to cook the books or whatever he got in or whatever paperwork he received to do it less well than he's been doing. Now that you are outside the Venusian Empire, and with some of you making sure that he knew that if he stepped out of line, even a tiny bit, that it would mean his death. Traveling with the remaining crew of the Golden Phoenix skyship, You are traveling at the last part of the hours as the sun are starting to go over. It actually has already passed the mountain's peaks, but still lighting it up, almost like a golden, with this golden hour lighting up the snow tops with wondrous oranges and yellows at the peaks of these mountains, and the very tippy tops of the trees, creating a very almost like dreamlike state of the last hours before nightfall, and the chill of the air comes to you. Luckily, pretty much 90% of all crew that are still alive have dark vision, including you. The only person that doesn't have dark vision is the... no, I believe Drake has magical equipment then.
I have goggles and I have an octopus.
Yes, exactly. So he's fine too.
Like a
But
can.
don't you trip when you do that?
It takes a practice. He's practiced a lot, alright? He knows how to handle his octopus.
If I remember correctly, you like wear a bow on
Okay,
your
then.
head.
I wear them on my head and they just sort of...
Also, you forgot him again.
I did.
He could just live here, you know.
But then you wouldn't have him.
Now, one of the dwarven guards comes over. Should we light any torches? There's only one of us that's having problems. However, we only see a short distance before it gets dark.
I don't see an issue with torches, but let's also remember that there are wildlife here, so if anything, we want to keep a low profile from them. So I don't think torches are necessary.
I would much rather the local wildlife be aware that there was a group of armed dwarves moving around rather than, hey, look, that looks like a snack.
Okay, torches it is.
I would agree. And then the last thing we want to do is come upon Dwarven Forge in the dark.
Can we just call them
We don't have
forged?
any.
Didn't we just come up with that? Like,
Wait, maybe Dwarven Forge.
Just call them forged.
the forged ones.
They're forged. At least them were all forged.
Great
If
3D
you're
terrain.
forged,
Great
it's
3D
worth
3D
forged. They're all
terrain, by the way.
forged. They're all the same.
But that'd be
Swear to
interesting.
God, if one of them corrects me, I'm going to blow them up.
I actually have, like, anti-Warforged preparations.
You have a protocols manual.
I do.
Not all Warforged, like my Warforged, are weak to wisdom. Forged are very different and tailored to their own design.
I understand, but you all
Pretty
feed
sure that
very
they all
nicely.
blow up.
This is true, but not all of us are made of metal.
This is going to be
Shit.
Ah, yes.
I thought you
Well,
would figure that out.
so as
Do
we
they
were
all
saying,
have
I think
brains?
it is wise too that we have torches because this way we're not attempting to sneak up on anything, and even so, it might be a Warforged or one of your kin. And if we're all in the dark, they might think we might be trying to hide. And so let's just...
Torches.
Torches.
He turns around and dwarves, torches! As one.
He said torches, by the way,
Thank you.
since I
No,
happen to know
I
what
don't
it
speak-
says.
I
Thank
don't
you,
speak
Belt.
rock
Thank
sucker.
you very much, Belt.
I couldn't tell by them lighting the torches.
And now there is a proper amount of light around, as a lot of the crew are actually the ones holding the torches, while the guards are remaining with their heavy crossbow bolts at the ready for any wildlife or any something out of the ordinary that would cause them harm on the perimeters.
So when you
Draco
say
reach
they
into a
don't have
bag.
brains, are you saying they don't have organic matter, or are you saying that not all forged have thinking apparatus?
They're kind of
That
like
is
people.
relative to what type of forged you're speaking of. And it is an excellent question, one I cannot answer myself. However, I can answer about what I have myself, and that is I have some sort of biological inside of me that I do not know what is or is not a brain.
You see one of the dwarves in the background?
So you don't know.
Correct. So
Got it.
I'll reach into my pouch and fish around a little bit, and then pull out a glass orb about this big and go boom, 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 and it glows and hovers there in front of me. I'm like, fantastic. That's my torch.
Is that daylight?
Not daylight, not yet. That's just the glow. It's just the glow. The orb. The orb itself will just cast light, and then I can go daylight.
Ah, okay, got it. Because that's the difference, because like...
Yeah, no. I am priming that pump for when the dragon shows up.
Okay.
You see through the trees this whole, like...
We're not.
This is not a UFO. Just I have a glow orb that I set in the sky and we move.
You have a portable sun.
Not yet, but yes.
You have a portable sun.
Really.
And we're marching.
You are marching.
The dwarves go marching 2
As-
by 2. Hurrah.
And we're going.
1 minute
We're
turns into an hour.
we're following so we don't have to climb through the trees and brush.
You are following the river.
We're on the river edge. The stones, I assume.
As much as we can.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little bit slowing because the rocks are loose in some areas.
This
and
assumes it's flat.
It's
If
faster than going through the
this.
forest.
It is much faster than going to the foliage. It is at a slant. It doesn't really have a natural road as far as you can tell. Is there anything you guys are doing anything special apart from marching?
I would like to try and just listen about, since that I'm hungry and fish might be in the water.
Okay,
I'm deep
make a
enough.
perception check for the river.
You trying to listen for fish? Okay, just want to make a hit.
That's his sense of...
He hears the fish.
I would like to ride atop the forged,
Okay. You can be on the you can piggyback. That's fine.
and I'm basically periscoping, keeping an eye out for everything.
Make a perception check.
Good, because I'm deep in my thoughts.
How much light, what is the perimeter of the light?
It casts I have the light cantrip for free,
Okay.
so it goes bing, light cantrip.
And light cantrip is...
I think
15
it's
feet.
15 feet bright, 15 feet
yeah.
dim.
So basically torch.
Okay.
It's actually slightly better than torch.
Because it doesn't give off heat.
No, it's actually 5 feet.
And as an action, I can go daylight.
Correct.
Okay. So how far out is that?
So that's 30 feet with dim light, and for you, that's no problem whatsoever.
Right.
And then you have dark
I have-
vision beyond that.
I have dark vision up to 60.
Correct.
Nice.
14.
14. You're looking into the water, and you're like,
As I'm walking along the edge every now and then.
no fish as of yet. You see
Perception?
a bit of
With such a flourishing environment, I figured there'd be something delicious to eat. I slept all night and didn't see a one either.
That's uncomfortable.
What?
Could mean something big lives in there and is eating all the fish. 18.
They could
18?
also just
Yeah.
not swim upriver.
But a body of water that has no wildlife in it?
There is plant life in it.
Wildlife.
No fauna then.
18. You don't notice anything right away.
Might be the tannery upstream. It's killing all of
Wishful thinking.
As you guys are looking around, the wind blowing gently, it is a beautiful day, or at least a beautiful night. There is no sound of thunder, there's no rain clouds above you. You're seeing the one of the two moons in the sky above you, about half tilt, crescent moon. Hearing the leaves rustle around you.
This is the kind of place I like.
The huntress,
How far away is the head of the river from us?
the head, or just the river itself?
Our
We had
eventual
a river.
destination.
Our eventual destination.
We
Make a
don't
nature
know.
check.
No,
You guys have
no.
crash landed, and the map that the
Middle.
captain pulled out is like,
It's in the middle somewhere. At least we got the right river.
It's gonna be great, but it's a 14.
14,
Sorry, that I looked at the wrong side. That's a 12.
12. It's hard to say without proper destination and
Help her.
proper mapping.
Okay.
She'll help me. I'll help
Yeah,
her.
it's hard to say.
So I can do clairvoyance up to a mile, and I can have a general direction. So I want to go up the river a mile. Does that work, or do I need to be?
With the nature check, unfortunately, you're not familiar enough to know, because the river's not just straight. It bends and weaves naturally between the mountains and stuff like that. You can barely see half a mile. Well, actually, you can't even see half a mile.
Right.
Because it's dark right now. Because after the dark vision, it's very hard to see beyond that. You can definitely attempt to do so, but it won't be any skill check. It'll just be a d20 roll to see if you get lucky.
Yeah. It's. Or
You know-
in an obvious location that doesn't.
You've always heard
If you
me.
were familiar with the place, it might have helped, but you're not. So
You've always heard me complain of Gurdun and being in the caves, and it just feels hot and muggy. which is fine, but there's just no green, any real good green. I mean, look, this is like, you can hear, do I hear any night crickets or anything? Anything like that?
Make another perception check, because you were focused on one thing.
Right.
But right away, yeah, there are general crickets. There are general
19.
19?
That's a straight up roll.
You hear owls. Occasionally you hear a couple of screeching owls. You know
All
those.
right, yep.
It freaks out a couple of the door. Like, ah! And we were like, what the f-? And they start cursing underneath their voices as they huddle together towards the torches.
It's all right. They're not as they're not as bad as the screeching eels.
But the noise amongst the other ones that you're not familiar with.
You're welcome.
You're not sure how far behind you, as it's only like the area that could be where it come from is pretty narrow because there's a forward and then backwards. You start to hear clicking sounds, followed by almost like a coughing, like a almost like a the description of like is someone trying to yell but through a horn, but with no true words. You've never heard this sound before.
Do you hear that?
Followed by another one.
Do
Hear what?
Do you all? It sounds like.
A little subtle, but still there.
It sounds like a
Make a perception check.
strange.
For all
a
of us who are
strange
listening to him.
You,
horn.
with your passive perception, you hear this too.
22.
Does it sound like anything I've ever heard?
17.
Make a nature check.
That is a 14.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
And you have a wide array of various things you've heard, but
17.
no. 17?
Most of them are screams of some kind.
You're not wrong.
I'm tempted to re-roll it.
Ooh.
17 get me anything?
What the hell?
Yeah, sorcerers,
You-
they have the ability just to...
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna do
god,
that.
she's
Just
full
freak.
bag of
It's
tricks.
costly, but you can do it.
Bag of tricks, lady.
That is a 21.
21. So initially, you're like, yeah, I've never heard of it, but...
You go hand.
No,
Magical
yeah,
guidance. I went brain on.
Your imagination starts to flow and twist and turn within the shadows as you begin just to listen to it. As it starts to speak to you, almost like a hidden force in your mind. And a shadow, almost like a puppet of a shadow.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah, like shadow puppets. As you see what looks to be almost like a four-legged dog.
Are there other varieties?
But no, hold on.
I have several.
Yeah. But the legs at the front are much shorter. And it doesn't have any fur. And the legs in the back are very powerful with big talons. And the face is stretched out like a lizard with a long tail. You don't know what this is, but it looks old. Not itself is old, but something
Primal.
prehistoric. And you start to look around at these very old-looking plants. Plants that...
Oh, son of a bitch.
What?
Is it a T-Rex? Or along those lines?
With the sound that's on, not that big.
Okay.
Through the magical sense, no, not that big.
Cool. So big lizards. Lots of big lizards. And
Define big lizard.
could eat you, would take a couple bites for you.
Ain't gonna eat me.
So we're talking
That's
dragon size?
safe. Like dragon size? Are we talking like big lizard? Like
We're
We'll just stay together. Let's stay close together.
bigger than you, smaller than a dragon.
That's a pretty wide range still.
Yeah, it's a big range. You're gonna be more specific than that.
Big enough to eat you, and there's several. What do you care about the specifics?
Okay, where are they?
I point in the direction that I'm hearing it
Behind
from.
you. As you hear the
Oh.
movement of leaves. Initially thinking it was
Crash
the
night.
wind.
How
It's too
close
much.
do I think they are?
Make a perception check.
You want to crash site?
As you notice, the elven huntress, that
19.
doesn't say anything, is currently looking backwards.
19.
I'm going to be annoyed at her later for not saying anything.
She's a huntress. She doesn't.
Well, she is currently listening, just like you are listening. 19? Hard to say. Not too close, but definitely approaching. But not running.
So, rough estimation of they want to eat us and they're figuring out how. They're getting closer, but they're not on top of us.
They're coming.
Yeah.
Oh, God, good. I'm glad you said something. And then, you pull out an arcane cannon, just set that one up. I'm so glad. All right.
Does it have legs?
Yeah.
Like spider legs?
Right, yeah.
I'm walking along, and you turn around and build that neck, and pointing right at me, and I'm all...
You're fine. Actually, and I watch it, crawl up and sit on your shell.
And almost like a
Who's taller,
strange
me on it?
Pokemon, as it just grabs onto the back of your shell and puts a giant cannon straight forward above your head.
Wow.
You have become Blastoise.
Who's...
And what?
Blastoise.
A single horn, a single cannon blast.
Can I see over
Blastoise?
the turret on him?
Oh,
Since
Easily,
I'm
yeah.
on...
He's 7
Okay.
feet tall. And
I'm
he's,
only 5'2".
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
I'm
with
a
the
big
cannon,
boy.
it's-
Even with the cannon, I'm maybe 6
I
foot.
thought you were tall.
I got my
He
own
is
from
just as
Warforged,
wide,
from Warforged.
In all directions.
Yes.
And I'm proud of it.
The
I
huntress-
don't fit through doors, no matter which way I turn.
As you guys are conversing over yourselves, the huntress speaking in Elven. Sylvan, my apologies.
Oh, good.
Shut up, hillbilly.
More than 20. We're being on to.
More than 20.
You didn't hear that.
Oh.
Either of you.
Sorry, I know
The
that.
two
I'm
who
sorry.
responded did not hear that.
You just hear her speak
She's
softly.
actually right. I don't speak Leaf Eater.
That's Sylvan.
You understand it, though.
We should probably double time.
They
We're
haven't
traveling
approached
with
yet.
dwarves.
Yes.
And
which
with
means
him.
yes.
Oh, I'm quick.
In water.
Let's pick
Oh,
up the pace.
girl,
Let's do a nice jog.
you've surprised me.
Oh, girl.
I can surprise you.
Alright.
We'll just pick
Well
up the
then
pace.
we should do that. You should surprise me. Go.
She looks
go,
at
go,
the
go.
dwarves. No potty breaks.
We're gonna double time it.
As
That's
some
more
of the dwarves are
condescending
holding
than
their
the rock
canteens
sucker.
full of liquid, a couple of them dump it out. And one of the dwarves.
It's okay. I've got more than enough. The keg is still going.
No, no potty breaks, and they've been drinking all this time.
Just pee your pants.
Pee on the run.
The dwarves will be fine.
So, how are you continuing?
Double time.
Okay.
Atop his shoulders, facing the other direction with spells readied.
Are you on my head or are you around my face?
You're broad. I assumed it was on your shoulders.
That's fair. Actually, I'm that's 7 foot tall. I've probably got a shoulder that's 1.5 feet.
Right? And she weighs,
Nothing.
We can determine exact logistics, but you have a pack,
Worst
right?
case- No, I don't.
No?
I have nothing. It's a bag of holding and a book.
Got it. Okay.
That's my entire loadout.
I'm the one that has 1,800 packs on his back.
Got it. Okay. So
Stand my
I can
shield, it'll be
solve this
fine.
really, really quickly. I no longer have to have my cloak configured for the chicken.
Yeah.
So instead, it's going to have the really long belt that I'm going to lash around him. So I'm
She tied herself on like a puppet.
Gonna fucking
I'm
bandolier.
it's gonna be like
Pushing the
the
boundaries of the actual item that you do.
it's the only modification to it right now.
You know,
is a
True.
long
Yeah,
belt.
that is true. You don't have to, yeah. And you can make it easily into like a hooking fashion.
So I just got a massive upgrade. I am now weaponized with a mounted warlock.
I am
I'm
now,
not-
I am now weaponized.
A mounted caster. Can I be your mount? I wonder if I can be your mount.
This is fucking awesome. Do you want to?
Becoming more mechanized as you approach the faction.
Just literally having a caster strapped to my back.
It is slower than the pace that you normally travel, as you have dwarves that are a little bit more stout
Wait a minute.
with their legs.
You know, I've always heard the tales that if you're running away from something, you don't have to be the fastest. Just faster than the other one with you.
Who here are you faster than?
Everyone.
That's a good point, actually. He
Even though
jumps in the river, he's
loud,
gone.
But
So-
he is. The only person that's keeping up is probably you.
So
Yeah.
that may be true, but you have to be faster than enough people for all of the things to eat them, and there's over 10 of the things hunting us.
But look at them. They're tiny. They're
Which means that they
which
might...
means they won't be satisfied and want to come for me.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
Yes.
You say tiny as these at least 4-foot individuals, wide as you, are running right behind you.
Yep, we're just double time.
True. And I'm not going to. I'm not that kind of turtle. I will play
We're going at a pace
with
to
the
make sure everyone's paced
fey creatures that I have in my pouch, which I realize I better start deploying now because we need distractions. So I grab one and I start grabbing another every round. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, you only have 3 charges, if I remember correctly. No, 3 charges?
3 a day.
3 a day.
And
So
the other ones were gone, right?
Yeah.
It's
Correct.
been a day, so.
It's 1 per dawn.
No,
No, you recharge per dawn.
it's recharge per dawn, up to 3 in 1 day, and it takes 6 seconds, one round,
So right
one
now
round,
you only have
one,
1 charge right now. Because
one round per. I can pull out 3, but it takes 1 round,
Correct.
one round to pull each
But
one.
you used 2 charges during the battle 8 hours ago.
We haven't gone through dawn yet.
We slept after the battle.
Correct.
8 hours.
Oh no, it's not done.
Yeah.
I'm
No, it's
thinking
not
long.
done.
I'm thinking long rest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so you're right. I have 1 left.
It is a we did take a long rest.
All right, so distraction time. And let's see if it swims. Because I toss it next to the water as we're walking. Not like in the
The
deep
bear
end.
comes back out of the water going, seriously.
Not the deep end. A couple feet of water.
Well, you wanted a distraction, right? Bobbing meat.
A couple feet of water. Here we go. Let's see what I get. Oh, wait a minute. Let's roll my normal heck dice here.
Okay.
5.
Oh, while he's pulling that up, I'm readying Shrieking Grasp, which is the reskinned Snowball Swarm.
5. What do you summon? As this ball of fur turns into...
A black bear.
Who comes back out of the water going, come on.
It's my buddy!
As it looks down and looks at the fish.
Oh man.
So is this the same bear? Or is it...
That would be really cool if we got the
Nature
same
check.
animals over.
Make a nature check.
Oh god.
That's going to be 1 pissed bear.
That is a 16.
Hard to say. It is physically identical. So
Does it recognize me?
It immediately takes eyes towards Ek, seeming to know what it is.
Follow and defend.
Okay, so where is it going to go? Is it going to stay with you near the front, or is it going to
Well, I said
back?
follow and defend, so I assume it's going to say it's going to follow and defend with me. I'm not.
It is up to you.
Oh, all right, fine.
You can give more details of what it wants to do.
I'll put it to the back. It's follow and defend. Go to the back.
Okay, it goes to the back. You're starting to hear rustling leaves as they're keeping up pace.
Mm-hmm. Not a shocker.
And you start to hear that same hissing sound. And it's talking about the coughing of a raptor. Velociraptors.
Oh, lost a lizard.
As it begins to communicate, and another one does the same thing with a clicking sound and then a hollow cough again.
Oh my god.
Say
I know-
when.
You know what it is. All right, God. I can't
Yeah, you try to make that noise, I can't make that
I
noise.
know. I tried.
Do we have a,
I'm so good at voice acting.
Yeah.
do we have a map that we're going to be doing this on?
Not yet.
Not yet.
You have been traveling for about 2 hours as you're moving forward at a forced pace. As you guys continue
Radius. Okay.
for another hour. They haven't engaged yet. They're still at the perimeters. Uncertain how far they are behind.
Okay, how long did you say they were following us?
As you guys continue for an entire hour, they haven't been
Okay,
engaged yet.
so I would not have waited an hour to do this.
Okay.
Like, 15 minutes in, I would have tried to detect thoughts on one of them.
You don't see direct sight
Yeah,
of them.
we don't have direct sight.
Of the site that
They're
you
not that
guys have
close.
with the perimeter, they are not within your line of sight.
Even with my extended vision?
No.
Okay.
Make a
How far
perception
off-
check at disadvantage because they're beyond your dark vision of 60 feet.
Okay. Was that plus 4 or 5?
We're not in
Okay.
Kansas anymore.
So, 18.
18. You see leaves moving, followed by slight, ever so slight shadows of a tail. 1, 2, about good 200 feet downriver. But they don't seem to be pressing quite yet.
Okay.
Make a nature check. As you have seen
Oh,
20
no.
feet.
Please don't tell us what the... No, wait. We're going... Oh, shoot. We can still come into the
19.
waterfall.
19.
We can't move.
A lot of pack animals. A lot of times when they first find a bigger group like yourselves, they don't attack initially. They keep chasing it, allowing them to wear themselves out. And then when they are most tired, that's when they pounce.
Okay, I have an interesting plan.
So no, they have not engaged after an hour of running, or 15 minutes in this
15
case.
minutes.
That's enough for a good 2 miles. Rough terrain. It's not rough terrain, but it's
You're making pace, but it is, well, for you, it's nothing.
I would imagine some of this river is
I'm assuming
nice,
you
flat,
understand.
sandy beach, and the other one's a cliffside.
Most of it is loose rock, and with a little bit of foliage. It is, I wouldn't say
it's
it's full
relatively
difficult.
flat, or is it steep often, or is there a mix
It's
and match?
steep often, but with the two mountains on either side. Next to the river is the most traversable. It's not full heavy terrain, but it's definitely like -5 or 10 feet per movement.
Okay. So,
No, it has
15
a-
minutes of
Turbo.
them pushing us along, and
Go on.
I have an understanding that they may be trying to wear us out by pushing us along and all of that. So, to the group, is there a reason why we're not just hitting them first?
I was just about to say, do you want to see one?
Yes. Quite a bit.
Come
Should
with
we
me.
circle up?
No. So let's keep walking. Just Nicholas, come here.
So, I unhook and hop down.
Okay, easy enough.
Yeah, so as we're walking, just reach into the pouch and pull up a little it's like a clamshell.
When I hop off, I'm gonna pat Sparks on the cheek like he's a good horse, and then I'm gonna go with you.
tink tink.
It's a clamshell. It's got feet and a wind-up top of the thing. And light it.
Okay.
Okay,
It
so
lights up.
this is magical tinkering. I can make it make a noise,
Okay.
okay, which in this case is going to sound like somebody walking through the brush. And I'm going to put an itty bit of light on it
Okay.
and set it down, and we just keep walking.
Okay.
And as we keep walking, just pay attention to it. You can see it in the dark.
Okay.
As you see this bead of light get 60, 100 feet away, 200 feet away, 300 feet away, you see a movement of the leaves, of foliage, followed by the same coughing sound, followed by the clicking and the rolling of the tongue of these lizards. A moment goes by as they all die down, followed by the light becoming more and less visible as the plants around it essentially. The light doesn't go out, but it definitely got their attention.
It's okay. It got us a little bit of distance on them, so that's not bad.
And you get the sense of they picked it up, started to play with it, see what it is, and then they start to move back towards you.
You want to do it again?
How many times can you do it?
I actually have this ability for free.
Keep them busy.
So we can keep keeping them busy, or there's the potential of us, killing them.
Do we really want to engage a whole bunch of...
Oh, I think we're going to engage sooner or later. I'd just rather it be on our terms.
That's
I
fine.
think
Okay.
that the possibility of us being pressed on and on until we're exhausted. Like, I won't be exhausted. I'll be riding you, but
I won't be exhausted. I will get tired.
But the dwarves could die.
That's fair.
And
Then-
you seem to want that to not happen, so.
Is it anywhere along this river ahead of us remotely decent for what looks to be like a small combat?
Make a perception at disadvantage because you're peering beyond your dark vision.
Help me out? Or I'll help you.
Sure. However that works.
Reroll advantage.
Okay. With advantage or disadvantage?
I'm at disadvantage. You would be.
The
straight up.
advantage roll makes it a straight roll.
Right, so that's straight up.
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
a disadvantage. You're straight up, so you do it.
Then let's just go with that, because that second one sucked. So perception is 4, so that would be 18.
18?
Yeah.
Looking down this alleyway, it twists and turns. The more, I'm assuming you're looking for a clearing, right? So that they have less things to hide.
Yes.
Okay. Of the immediate facility, no. But if you continue more and more down the river, there's very much chance that you'll find ridges and other things of the natural terrain
Okay,
as
so
you passed before.
I would like to keep an eye open for the first one of those and then alert everyone that we are going to engage at that point.
Okay?
This is about 20 minutes in, I'm assuming.
Give or take. 20, 30 minutes.
20 minutes? Yeah,
20,
20
we better
20
do it
minutes.
soon. My turret doesn't last forever.
So,
As you're keeping your eyes and using the same perception check, continuing, another 10 minutes passes as you continue around the bend, as you continue with the river. They're still keeping their distance.
then
There's no point in engaging if they're keeping their distance. Let's keep going.
there's no point in keeping going if they're just
Well,
going to keep
they're
pushing
matching our
along
pace.
after
Then
us.
let's just slow down.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
let's
if we
just
slow
stop
down,
and
they're
fight.
going. If we slow down, they'll probably think we're tired.
Which is what we want them to think, so that way they come in and we can kill them.
All right.
That's fair. We need to find a place that's
And
advantageous.
if they don't, then we continue to walk at a normal pace.
I'm with you on this.
But I'm saying, let's just do it now. Like, we keep not finding the spot, so here.
I look at the water.
Heavy
Is it
footsteps.
bigger? Oh, good.
There's always a
Good.
bigger
I
fish.
didn't want to deal
Look
with
at the
little-
water.
I didn't want to deal with little dinosaurs. I'm glad.
There's always a
You
bigger
hear
fish.
coughing in the desert, followed by clicking sounds. Another one.
There's always a bigger
As it
fish.
echoes through the alleyways of this valley. You see the river, even though it's moving a little bit, it tremors
We're just keep it moving. Keep it moving.
with each footstep.
Oh no.
Fuck, I meant to do summer, not autumn. Oh well.
Keep it moving.
Good
Let's start a
Lord.
I
Your perception of 19.
I'm gonna get
In
in the
front
fight.
of you, you don't have much, it's still beyond your normal dark vision. Something dark and looming in front of you almost entirely takes up the entire.
how far away is it from me?
Fuck.
Make a perception check. Well, with 19,
Not far enough.
about maybe 200 feet, and this thing is tall.
I mean,
And
200
why?
feet is still not.
It's almost to the point that it's like that's it's too big. It's a trick of the eye as it begins to move. As you see water
How big is it in comparison to a dragon?
of the dragon that you just fought,
Yes.
bigger.
Okay.
What? Oh.
And then
Please don't tell
suddenly,
us we have
Oh, I hope. Oh, I hope. Oh, I hope.
So, bigger than a dragon. And as soon as it
Daylight! Daylight!
as soon as it hits 90 feet, I'm going to
as
cast.
it's getting closer and closer, suddenly daylight lights up the entire alleyway. As this light, how much light does it go? How many feet?
Oh, I don't know. It's huge.
At this point, I think it's like 100 and then 100 again. Point is, I think it'll be enough. As the alleyway is lit up, as momentarily people are blinded with the additional light that is just this ball of light. As you see in front of you a thing that is impossibly massive, a creature, no, a construct made of formed metal, a dome
Fuck, I knew it!
and reverse joints metal feet, along with a shield that has been split in two that is currently closing in front of it and making a giant titan shield. As you see before you, a 40-foot tall, 20 at least wide, a warforged titan as it comes marching down.
Bring it.
No,
it on!
no, no, no,
As
no,
you
no,
see
no,
on
no,
the
no,
back
no.
of it, barrels of dwarf size, followed by metal heads and beady red eyes. You hear the coughing behind her as they immediately run the other way.
Wow.
Don't engage! Don't engage!
Weapons hot!
As people start yelling at dwarves,
No!
weapons are raised up in the air as this thing is marching over 90 feet. As it steps forward, as the shield goes in front of it, it makes it a giant wedge of this impossibly wide 15 foot wide, 30 foot tall shield that is quite literally creating a tidal wave of water as it's walking in the river itself, making the water look like it's nothing but air as it's creating waves behind it. I'm going to get the battle map, everyone.
Whoa.
Nope.
What?
Don't attack.
Holy shit.
Depending on what you do, will depend on what happens. Clear the map.
Wow.
please.
At least read about
Put
these.
down the new equipment.
Okay. Do we really need the battle map? Oh my god.
We might.
If we don't play our cards right, we'll need it.
Plus, I want to show off the map anyway.
They get the big one? Do you need the big one? No, what are these?
No, he's got something that rotates underneath it. He's got it.
Yep. It's the only way I can move it. Quickly, father!
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure it's centered.
Some of you might see this from last time.
Yes, because we reused it from last time. But now we can go forward and backwards.
Yeah, now the whole thing's
Make
moved.
sure
That's where my camp was.
the spin is clear. Yes, it is.
Spin is clear.
Now, I don't have a proper miniature of the type of Warforged it is, but this will do.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a huge bitch.
It is. We'll say you guys are currently over here.
Oh. Where are we? This side? We're on this side, right?
You were right.
Over here.
This side or this side?
We're right here.
Son of a bitch.
We'll
What did
say
it
you're
say?
on this side.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought we're on this side.
Because you didn't transfer to the other side of the river
Right.
from last time.
Can you put me next to you?
I don't like where this is
Right,
going.
because we're talking. And we were actually near the back.
I'm glad we were double timing at least.
Wait. So which direction were we traveling? Because that's important.
Upriver.
We were going
Upriver,
that
yeah.
direction?
Correct.
We're heading towards it basically. At least we're in the kind of the right place.
And for simplicity's sake, I'm not going to put down the miniatures quite yet. I'll just say they're behind your position.
That's fine.
For simplicity's sake. If we get into that, then I'll place them down. So, as this Warforged Titan with a shield that is the size of itself march forward, bisecting the river in half as it continues, now realizing it's partially submerged in the river.
Oh.
It's only 30 foot tall.
Oh.
I gave away the original size by accident. Anyway, this thing is massive, impossibly big. As you're seeing the shield that it holds up to it, still perfectly functional, but blasted, dented, and battle scarred. That almost makes it even more intimidating. As it gets about that distance, lighting up everything.
I looked it up. It's 60 and 60.
Yeah, 60 and 60? Okay, so not as much as it is. So we'll say that it's a little further forward. Put it at the center of that bigger pool area. There we go. Yeah,
That's too close for comfort.
yeah. It stops about there. And you hear click, 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 as a wall that was surprisingly hidden in the dark of a massive, not massive, but about a wall, about a 20-foot section of wall of hard oak pines that have been put together and covered in moss and green and foliage. As you see a line of barrels,
Oh.
followed by a shiny barrel next to them that is currently pointed towards you.
From where? The
Right
big.
here.
Oh, jeez.
And as soon as the Titan stops, as the wave, you hear the bellow of a titan, of a deep, almost like a whistle horn, but
Foghorn.
much more deeper.
Foghorn.
Foghorn is saying as it echoes through the entire valley.
Xenophobes, you deal with them.
Yep. For the love of God, don't shoot.
Wait, shoot? Did I hear
Don't.
What is your arcane turret doing?
Nothing until I tell it to.
Okay, good.
It's still on your back right now.
Yes, I know.
Yes. Just.
One of you.
It's
Almost
It's
one of
crawling
you-
from one shoulder to the other and pointing.
Got it.
You follow by, you hear it tick, 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 tick. As you see off to the right hand side, just above on the ridge, you see another cannon being rolled into place. All the way, and suddenly it fires.
It
Over your head.
fires?
Over your head. As the alleyway lights up and creams past over your head, well past it. Not even attempting like across the bow, just as a warning. As you hear an explosion behind you, and followed by bits and parts of whatever creatures that were following you flying apart.
Oh, at least we're in the right place. Good.
A figure on top of this.
Remind me, I need one of those.
Are you gonna talk?
Just got my hands up, shield.
I also have my hands up.
Currently a
I'm going to-
standoff of.
I'm very
not
slowly
quite
going to
sure
step forward.
how many Warforged barrels at the ready?
I'm very slowly going to step forward,
You step forward.
flaming into the light, and I'm going to decouple my pocket caster off of me.
Oh, she's not on you.
No, she and I were playing with
Yep.
the things in the background.
So this is me.
Oh, believe me, I would have been off your shoulders before you could have moved.
That's fair.
Anyway,
Your people, you deal with.
this 30-foot tall construct, as it shields,
They
still
call him
remaining,
Billy.
takes a step forward as you do. Another one.
Oh fuck.
How close am I to getting wet?
You see the waves begin to boil, but they're not sloshing over too much yet.
Okay.
As it's still a little distance away.
Like, I need reporting on that because
Understood.
that will determine certain
Be
behavior.
part of the backstory.
You bring up the notebook, what to say. It releases another foghorn.
My name is Sparks. Fighter Construct 034 0314 03514
He must not fire!
03514. I come seeking the city of the Forged, vouched for Templar G. Snare. I am here of my own terms with no one else but those who accompany me, and I vouch for each and every one of them. They will not harm you so long as you do not harm them.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
There's a moment where nothing is said. The rustling of leaves have died down completely, as everything has hidden for its own survival. As you stare down, merely just the shield wall itself, that has various bits of spikes at the bottom of it, almost like a wedge itself. And then the shield cracks in half. Purposely, by design. As the
I am
various
good.
components unlock and unhinge and connect to its arm, making almost like a wedge punching arm as it retracts. As you see the domed finger of this Warforged Titan, almost like a turtle, but like a man hunched over, holding a weight that is way oversized for him. As you see the head that is underneath part of the ridge of this giant entity, seen almost like a gladiatorial helm, with no facial features underneath, as the giant blue eyes look down upon you. It takes a step forward.
Sparks,
He's getting closer.
say when.
Just wait.
50
Am I
feet.
getting wet yet?
No.
Okay.
Nothing good.
It is 15 feet in front of you.
Holy shit! So it's all the way up here.
Yep.
It is closer to
Is
me
it in
than
the
is
water or
tall.
is it here?
We'll say a little bit out of the land because this type of terrain is not difficult for him.
Okay.
Sparks.
No, but so is it in the water
Swim.
or on the land?
This is
It's
seriously
mostly in the water,
damaging my
but
calm.
It's mostly in the water, but that's it.
All right, there. Yeah, and I have backed up behind that freaking boulder.
Please just keep your finger off the trigger.
Almost comedal in terms of the size proportion difference. You now notice that completely in the light now, its left arm is the shield itself, able to unfold and make it entirely. Now being able to use it as a almost like a double pronged hammer that can attack straight on. But its right side, nothing but a cap of where the arm used to be, or if you could call it an arm, as its autonomy is completely alien to what yours is. You notice the various eyes on top of it, seeing about 4 different barrels aimed forward in a direction manned by various other Warforged designs. Almost like a troop carrier. You see a 5th one. Pop his head out. Slag metal that is formed into almost like a battle orcish, like a Warhammer orcish helmet of various pieces of metal that have been forged to make a scary, jagged smiled face. It steps up all the way on top to the very tip of this Warforged Titan, at least 50 feet above you, looking down at you, very wide-chested, proportions slightly off in a very familiar way. Seeing the various different pieces of metal forming a purposely intimidating, patchy, full-plate armor that normally would not be able to attach to normal people, infused into his body, covered in various different weapons and war banners that has been wrapped around his arms. Why do you fucking say so? Pleasure to meet your smarts. My name is Carver. You say you vouch for everyone here.
Yes.
What was the name you just said?
Mine or the person who vouched for me?
The one that vouched for you. Say that name again.
Templar G Snare.
Say that again.
Templar G Snare.
Say that again!
Can I shoot him yet?
The Gear Forge that I fought alongside
do
with
it.
and saved his life.
He vouched for you!
Yes. I believe he returned back with several bullet eggs, yes?
Those are mine.
He slaps his hand together. And all of you were with them too!
That depends.
Yes.
Do we get shot if we say yes?
No, I get to hold it over his head.
Oh, then yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, we
Put the
saved
guns away. Yeah,
him.
no, totally.
And
We saved him.
as
It was
soon as I said
fantastic.
that, all the tension seems to melt away. As even though this Warforged Titan that has this permanent gladiatorial, gladiatorial presence about him,
As we're supposed to.
he can't change that. The face, still intimidating, but you now see the eyes of this yellow lights behind it. They don't hold anger. Almost like they hold a childlike interest.
That's not a good change.
What was the dude's name again?
Welcome to the Valley of the Forge.
Snare.
Templar G Snare.
Okay.
Gregory.
Hey, did you find Snare to be
Gear.
condescending, or is that...
He's a right out
Gear
digger.
Forge. G means gear.
This is... So they're not all xenophobes.
No!
No.
This is why this.
We're not all
Put
racist.
your arm up! As he gets, this giant titan brings up the flat piece of metal that's along its arm now, bringing a platform to its very top as this equally big individual that is dwarf in comparison on this guy gets onto the actual pieces of metal and is lowered down to your level as he steps down, 7 foot tall, Why does you?
Juggernaut?
Looks like it. Or do you ask that?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That was the only one.
There's another one.
Not many survive the front lines for Juggernauts.
What's your number?
Why do you fucking ask my number? Doesn't matter where I was made.
I'm curious as to when. I was in 3000 series.
Oh my
I can tell
god.
you.
They're comparing serial
I
numbers.
can tell you.
Which one's bigger?
He looks at his chest, measures. I think we're a little bigger than you.
Oh, ours better.
Oh, want to test that?
I
He looks
guarantee
up to
mine was
Ops.
better. It's dwarven made.
He takes a finger. Ping, only 3 fingers. Respects.
I do actually have.
Apologies for the appearance.
It's warranted.
That's
I
right,
believe.
you're all ugly.
It's warranted.
I was going to say that we're bandits. But we have to go through the proper checks and channels.
I've done my own.
First of all, what's with the company? As he looks at the sea of dwarves.
Well,
They're all like emerging from rocks.
yeah, all behind the boulder that Eck is also behind.
No, I am the boulder.
one.
I'm an extension. Of
They
the
were
boulder.
the crew
You
of the
blend.
ship that got us here. That is currently in the river about 10 miles back. We met a rock and a dragon at the same time. In a mana storm.
Make a persuasion check.
Was he calling my bullshit, which I'm not bullshitting?
Well, I mean, you're saying that you met a rock and a dragon at the same time.
Persuasion. It's
Not in
not
the
bad
bar.
actually. That's gonna be a 15.
As his red eyes look up and down. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we have
Proper
reasons to show you.
protocols must be handled.
Um,
I hope you can understand.
I completely agree. Because
What are the protocols?
Spirit! As he calls backwards, and you hear, yeah! And flying in the air, almost like Doctor Strange style, you see a much smaller Warforged, thinner in make, in a cloak that is billowing outwards, head thinner and more pointed. No mouth, and just eyes. As you notice that his entire body is very carefully wrapped in long strips of metal that make up his entire being. You
I
don't
didn't
see,
think they made Infiltrator series anymore.
as you see a mess of wires or string or whatever mess
Cables.
of hair,
Something.
cable, whatever that resembles hair as you land. Maybe 5, 6 feet, 5.5 feet in length. Tall. As he comes over, hi.
we have had an issue with the Silver Eye keeping tabs on us.
You should not open up with that. As he opens up a book, as,
Yeah.
as a tome just goes page after page after page after page.
Okay, so we're just initiating the protocol, and I asked what the protocol was.
The bigger one starts speaking to it. The proper protocol is that we have to make sure that you don't have any listening devices on you and don't have any special screw cases.
Wonderful. You can check us for listening devices and get rid of them if they're made.
About
Please.
that. We'll get there.
I had a feeling in for a child.
Yes. Again, like I said, we did have an issue with. I already did art sweep, and I took out a good chunk of them. I just wanted to make sure.
So you did come from the Russian Empire.
Unfortunately,
You?
Is it?
Okay. As he
This-
crosses his arms, as he gives a step back, seemed to be taken aback.
What about communication or recording devices that have to be voluntarily operated?
I recommend you let us know.
Strangely specific.
But
Setting
this
time.
doesn't seem or strike me as a situation that is normal. We have an emperor child, a far traveler, and a warforged that came from the Russian Empire, along with a sea of bloods.
And if-
what about my
Oh, I've seen.
Ga?
Sorry, I was blending. I'm here
Oh, the
too.
tortoise.
And look. And I'm almost one of you.
Battle flip, huh?
What?
Battle pop flip.
Battle platform?
He points to the...
Oh, is that what that's called?
Sure. Say yes.
Yes.
No. The design of what you're doing, do you think you're the first thing to do that?
It's a battle platform.
I'm not.
You know what else is a battle platform? That thing.
Looking at the giant titan that is looming over all of you.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
This one doesn't speak, and this is her. Her name is Hops.
Hops.
She doesn't.
No,
But she's got mad.
my apologies. My brain just went a little wacky. Cross information. Her name is Bouncer.
She's the bouncer.
What she does is bounce / hop when she's happy. And that when that happens, we all pay for the price.
So,
What does it
Anyways.
take to make her happy?
Make a general charisma check.
Well, let's see. That's a 19 plus 5. Oh.
His head turns over to you as he just called and saying that the situation is complicated. Just knowing it right off the bat. He hesitates. And then almost like a smile hidden underneath his mask. Blown glass. Delicate. Specifically one made in animals.
I can certainly guarantee that everyone here will have your complete and total cooperation.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You would do well
speaking
to
for
not say those
everyone.
things.
What do you have such a problem with these folk? You practically made my leg like one.
My problem is
Look.
divesting my own personal safety for paranoia of xenophobic.
They're not xenophobic.
Xenophobic.
Some of them are xenophobic.
Some of them are
Okay.
racist. Some of the people we all know are racist.
What?
This is a thing.
Some of my best friends are written on.
Exactly. You're racist. I'm racist. He's not racist. Some people are racist. It doesn't matter.
Look, I don't care if you're Lumen, if you're Warforged, Turtles. By the way, some of my best friends are Turtles. And or Far Travelers herself. You walk over,
Mm-hmm.
you hit his fist, it is hurtful. He's got metal spikes on his fist that are just
Juggernaut, man.
To be fair,
But for you,
I
Ek
clench.
probably does too.
Yeah, yeah. But I was about to say, with you, you take it. And he's like, oh. With all respects, every race, every culture, every civilization has good and bad people. Do not let that bastard Templar define our race entirely. I do not approve of his methods, but they are effective in some ways. But unfortunately, I knew exactly what was going to happen, as it's happening now!
So, I just want to say, I'm fine with cooperating as much as I'm fine with cooperating. Having my full cooperation promised when I don't have the full details of everything that's going on is my issue.
Drake is instead handing things to Hemingway, and Hemingway disappears.
What do you hand him specifically?
Actually, Oh, that's a good question.
Because you don't have it anymore. You give it back to Ga.
Oh yeah, no, I don't have the scroll. No, that's fine. I hand him a pouch.
Okay.
That's gonna be hard to get through customs.
Does it disappear? I know the animal does it.
Yeah, that scroll's gonna be really hard to get through
Animal
customs.
disappears with it.
Oh.
And there are certain things that if they require me to leave them with them, I will not be joining you all.
I don't think we're getting that scroll through customs. This is basically the border patrol.
It is Border Patrol, yeah.
We're not getting that scroll through customs.
As an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. It disappears into the black dimension, where it awaits your summons. Boardly. Alternatively, you can dismiss it forever. As an animal, or as an
Yeah, it doesn't say. There,
yeah.
it's
Unfortunately, due to the nature of restraints, I'm going to say no. We cannot take
Alright.
items because that's overpowered. There are certain spells that allow you to do what we're trying to do.
Okay, well, I don't have any of those. So, well, I'm going to make Hemingway disappear anyway. They don't need to know about him.
I'm sure they already see him.
Anyway. Well, first of all, And you notice that there's casting in the background from spirits, this thinner individual, and he begins to speak. Templar, Gearflort's Templar is like, Gearflort's Templar Slayer, did you vouch for a tall individual known as Sparks, with a group of humanoid travelers, one containing a human, elf, and turtle?
No.
A moment goes by.
You were.
He checks out as he speaks towards Carver.
He got back okay, yes?
He got back 2 days ago.
No, what best timing. I mean, actually, we would have been traveling for an extra week here, so.
All right. First of all, I must apologize. I do not mean anything harsh, I should say. I mean the best. If you mean no harm, then we will get through this quickly and without any troubles. But I must ask, what is your reason being here?
Following him.
We should mention the Ferocians that are coming to.
Oh, yeah, we ran into some trouble in Galdor, which is one of the reasons why I was so paranoid about getting listening devices off of us. We had a doppelganger, we had some listening devices on our papers, took care of most of those. There is a chance that they may have heard us talking about Mount Blackviews. However, I don't believe they know anything outside of that. That said, we did have a doppelganger with us, who is currently slowly floating towards the ocean, with his head missing.
For some mental confirmation, I do know that he hadn't reported anything new.
Thank you.
Just letting you know.
Because we did have a fortunate thing where did you make something we teleported the entirety of the ship ahead a week.
Yeah, I did that.
His head
You did
contorts.
not do that.
How?
We were flying along, and next thing you know, we're in a mana storm and getting attacked by a rock and a dragon.
Make
He
another
played with
persuasion
the
check.
engines. But it wasn't just him.
12.
He looks you up and down, and you never really met another Warforged that has been fully awakened.
Do you have the
He looks you up and down before you're able to say anything.
Hold on.
part of the jaw or something?
Yes, I do. You mind if I pull out my shithole?
What?
Pull out my big black piece of fabric and I start unfolding it.
First, it takes an action. You put it out.
And I reach in and I start dragging out the horn.
The dragon horn, with a little bit of the dragon skull remaining.
Yeah, black dragon.
It's a little smelly, but that's what happens.
He puts his hand out.
Unfortunately, we didn't get anything from the rock as the dragon attacked the rock.
Do you just want to look at it? Sure, but it's still mine.
He takes the horn with one hand. It's a massive horn, and he just takes it with one grasp.
That's why we don't have a ship anymore.
How many dead?
3?
3.
3 at least.
Three,
At least
three.
3 plus the doppelganger.
3 that we know of.
3, and then we killed the guy.
We killed the doppelganger.
Dragon. You did a great service.
We did a great service.
Yeah.
Was
Drake, isn't this the
Who'd
kind
we-
of time when you ask for
was it
money
a-
for services rendered?
I'm not part of this negotiation. We'll come
We-
to that later.
we did a great service. It was all of us. I just happened to be the one that took the lucky finishing strike.
Especially
The only strike, actually, because I couldn't get to it until I could finally get to it.
Honestly, the crew is very much, just as much
There were
responsible
three.
for this kill. as we
It's
are.
true. There was three of the dwarves gave up their lives to kill this thing.
That's why I vouch for each and every one of them.
Well, also because we scanned through their brains.
That we did. We did. We scanned through the brains. We
So you're that.
probed. We checked for magical items. That's how we found.
I'm not saying anything bad. So you're that type, though.
I said we.
Sure,
You're
it's not
being
like-
presumptuous.
That's obviously not interested in me. Go.
I doubt this one has the casting capabilities. And same
That
thing
one
with this guy.
could.
I smash things.
Oh, I don't doubt he doesn't have capabilities as that.
We're gonna talk after this.
We did.
right?
We checked
I can
everything with
neither
magic.
confirm
we checked
nor deny
everything,
my ability to
especially-
read minds.
And we tossed everything that was
I
suspicious.
can deny your ability to read minds.
There's a flash of light from the small, thin caster Warforged as his head twitches, and you see a couple of almost like phantom gears. So, as he turns over and begins to whisper into Carver's ear, turns back around. You've been invited by the Council of Tempered Thought. Who? Think of it as the ruling force of Hardcore. They wish to speak to you about the judgment of Gearforged Templar Snare. They wish to understand the proper rulings, apparently. He's in trial.
So,
What?
What?
Oh,
Don't put us in the middle of this.
but, question. So there's a linguistic similarity between tempered thought and tempered eye, and I'm wondering if there's more than a linguistic similarity?
It's just a oh, no.
Meaning there might be tempered other things?
Like maybe they're working together.
I knew we shouldn't gone to.
Because I've heard of tempered steel before.
We could have been tempered something.
So,
The
You know-
tempered menagerie.
Tempered menagerie.
you know, in The Good Place, when Michael says Jason to get rid of his headache? That's how Nicholas feels about Nick.
Oh, that's such a good show. I love
Yep. I've done my job.
She's just like in physical pain after that statement.
Well,
it. I highly doubt it. He takes a moment. I hope they do not work for the Templar Eye. I will not allow it.
why is Templar Snare on trial?
How would I know? I'm just happy he's on trial.
I like him already.
I'm fine with going
And when he
participating
laughs,
in
his
the trial.
lower jaw that is bigger than his actual upper jaw opens up
Well-
into a maw.
I figure it's better to be on the jury than it's better to be the one on trial. And besides, I've never been to a court before. Sounds rather...
Neither have I.
Rather-
Can someone define court real quick?
Law?
No, I understand to go
I
to
would
court.
think we could do it real quick.
When you go to court, you get in fancy dress and you put
Yes,
on good clothes.
This is right.
That's
He
what I
is
understand,
correct.
right? That's where we're going to court.
Absolutely.
You notice that Nicholas kind of retreats into herself a little bit and starts thinking about some things very...
I believe that's a different kind of court. Are you talking about courting or going to court?
Excuse me, are we meeting with your royals?
We don't really have morals.
Are we meeting with the ruling people over this land?
Correct.
Ah,
What kind of government do you run?
I should change my loincloth.
Okay.
The Council of Tempered Thought.
Makes sense. Right. Well, it is in the middle of the night, and
They
these
call me
do get tired.
Correct. They do get tired. My apologies.
How far-
I forget nighttime is a normal activity.
Shall we scan everyone just to make sure before we say anything further?
He looks over to the caster, which has always been casting this entire time.
Oh, he is. Got it.
He puts a thumb up. They're covered in magic. A lot of magic.
That's specifically us. Yes.
They're heading to the council. They will deal with it. He goes out a whistle, and a flapping of wings, which doesn't match the thing that you see. as you see a metallic bird made of perfectly shaped metal comes down and lands on his shoulder, on his arm. No bigger than maybe this big, tiny creature, almost like a small finch. And he begins to speak. This is Warforged, Carver Spirit, and WA Titan Bouncer, heading back for. We're heading back as we have new people. As he lifts up his arms, it goes flying into the darkness. Would you like to be transported upon the back of Bouncer?
Oh, wouldn't die.
He begins to give orders.
Sure to
and tells
change
the-
tunes.
He starts to give orders, and the 4 people that are on the back already start to get lowered off and go off to the various positions that are on the left and right of the river, of these minor entrenched positions that are meant to look more natural than actual entrenched areas. As the Warforged Titan turns around, goes a little further back into the river and seems to lower itself into the water to the point that actually so that makes it easier for you to get onto its back, as it takes its back and pushes it towards the side of the river, pushing up soil and rock alike from this massive, impossibly strong creature. Welcome to the Forged. As he walks back towards him onto the Titan's back.
What was that flash that took out the enemies that were tailing us?
The flash didn't do anything. It was the ball of steel that we sent towards it.
Using what?
Explosives. You are about to see a whole different world. And I hope that you can stay. I hope that the Council of Tempered Thought finds you acceptable. As
Thank you, I'll walk.
You're going to get outrun very quick.
What?
You're going to get outrun very quick.
you'll have a better view on top.
Come along.
I don't like heights.
You'll be
On the
fine.
back of the Titan, you see small, not really small, but you see sitting arrangements. 3 of them. One on the left shoulder, one on the right shoulder, and one at the center. As you see, almost like a armored
Shotgun.
vehicle.
Wait.
Almost like an armored vehicle of an open-topped tank. You see sitting arrangement of metal grates and metal slabs, benches.
I don't need one.
I guess I should have called for crossbow instead.
Along with various hooked areas for where you can grab onto the side of the Warforged.
I'll take that.
One by one, you get on, and the Titan gets up without problem and begins walking through the river.
I'm making good pace too.
With the long strides of this Warforged, it's not like impossibly fast, but during its stride, it keeps a momentum-based charge. As you guys march towards into the darkness, through the powerful might of this Warforged Titan, at least 40 feet tall, partially submerged in the water, you notice quickly that the actual valleyway becomes mostly river, much more difficult for land-based travel. We will end tonight's session as you made first contact with the Warforged Nation Hearth Code and invited to the Council of Tempered Thought.
We're gonna die. We're so screwed.
I mean, y'all
We're
are
going to be
fucked.
ground up into sausage.
Yes, wait, specifically, you're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Maybe
what
God, but you're fucked. You're taking it. You're going through the X-ray.
Oh, fuck, he's so...
Right? That's what I was actually thinking that. It was like, we're gonna get X-rayed and I'm just gonna set off.
It's so cool, man. It's so cool.
Welcome to the beginning of the Warforged Nation. I hope to see you next time. You right there. Because this is about to take a huge custom change.
Yeah, we gotta get that scroll through fucking customs. That's never gonna make it. He's not gonna even go through there. He's gonna go see the little white room in the back.
He's not wrong.
Can you unzip that, please?
You're find the small little warforged.
Welcome to the Warforged Nation. Please, relax. Everything will be fine.
Would you kindly open kindly open all orifices?
Oh yeah.
We can't do that! Nope, not going there. Anyway, see you next time. We hope you had a good time, and it's late for us. Keep on rolling, everyone. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Good night.